Hey everyone, and welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to really get into it with ICT System Administrators.
Ooh, yeah.
You sent us a bunch of excerpts from RoleCatcher.com,
Okay.
and it seems like you really want to wrap your heads around this whole tech role.
It's a popular one.
Maybe you're even thinking about it for yourself.
Could be.
Getting ready for an interview, or maybe just super curious about what these tech wizards actually do all day.
I don't blame them.
Well, you've come to the right place because today we're doing a deep dive,
Love a good deep dive.
and we're going to break it all down for you.
Sounds good.
So to kick things off,
Yeah.
what does an ICT system administrator even do?
Well, I'm glad you asked
They
because
sound important.
they are very important.
But when I hear that, I just think about someone like stuck in a dark room with a bunch of computers fighting with cables.
Well, there might be some of that.
Really?
Yeah. But honestly, it's a way more interesting job than that. So basically, an ICT system administrator, they're the ones who look after all the computer systems
Okay.
and networks for an organization.
Makes sense.
They make sure everything's running smoothly,
Okay.
from the servers to the computers everyone uses every day.
Gotcha. So less about actually like physically wrestling with the cables and more about making sure all the digital stuff is working.
Exactly. They're like the digital plumbers,
I like that. The digital plumbers, I like that a lot.
keeping those bits flowing.
Yeah, so the RoleCatcher guide actually breaks it down in their what they do section.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about things like installing software, configuring it, managing user accounts,
Right.
and then troubleshooting all those inevitable tech issues.
Of course, always something.
Because we all have them.
Exactly. Everyone's had that moment where the computer just decides to
Oh, yeah.
not work.
Like, why won't you...
Connect. Why
isn't this working?
Yeah, why is this printer
Exactly.
not printing?
It's almost a superpower to be able to fix those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like the superheroes of the tech world.
In a way, yeah.
So it's not just about fixing stuff when it breaks, though, right?
Right.
It's about making sure that it doesn't break in the first place.
Exactly. They have to think ahead,
Okay.
be proactive. So they're always checking the systems for any problems.
Oh, so they're like digital detectives in a way,
Yeah,
looking for clues
exactly.
before something actually goes wrong.
They're the ones who put those security measures in place.
To stop the hackers and all those.
Exactly. All the nasty stuff that's out there.
So they're like the guardians of the digital world,
I like that, yeah.
protecting us from all the digital evils.
Yeah, it's a big responsibility.
That is a big responsibility.
Yeah, they're dealing with sensitive information, keeping businesses running.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is.
But you know what? This RoleCatcher guide,
Yeah.
it doesn't just talk about them being tech wizards.
Right.
It also talks about them training staff,
Oh, yeah.
working with other departments,
It's important.
writing computer programs.
Absolutely. So it's not just about being like a tech genius.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to communicate,
Okay.
work with people.
Solve problems.
Exactly. You need that whole package.
So it's a very well-rounded type of role.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not just, sitting in your basement.
No, you're definitely not alone in this role.
In the dark.
You're interacting with people all the time.
You're a people person.
You got to be.
A tech person.
It's a bit of everything.
Okay, so you need to be good at everything
Pretty much.
to be an ICT system administrator.
That's the ideal.
Okay, I see. It's a challenging job,
It is challenging, yeah.
but it sounds like it can be very rewarding as well.
Definitely rewarding, especially if you're passionate about technology
Okay.
and enjoy solving those complex problems.
All right, so it sounds like we've got a good understanding of what these ICT system administrators actually do.
We've got a good foundation.
But let's dive a little deeper.
Okay,
Let's talk about the pros and cons of this career path.
all right, let's get into it.
So it sounds like a pretty demanding job.
It can be, yeah.
Always on call, always troubleshooting.
There's definitely some of that.
What's the upside? What are the pros of being an ICT system administrator?
But this is where it's really interesting.
Okay.
RoleCatcher actually goes into the pros and cons,
Oh, cool.
which is super helpful if you're thinking about this as a job.
Definitely.
So on the plus side, it's in super high demand.
Okay.
Companies are really looking for people with these skills.
That's good.
And usually with high demand, you get good pay and benefits.
That makes sense. So good job security, good money.
Exactly.
What else?
Well, the work itself can be really rewarding,
Okay.
especially if you're into tech.
Yeah.
Like if you like solving problems, this is the job for you.
Yeah. You get to be the one who fixes everything.
Yeah. You're like the go-to person when things go wrong.
You get that feeling of like, I saved the day.
Exactly. Very satisfying.
Okay, but like you said, every job has its downsides.
True.
What are some of the challenges of this job?
Let's see. RoleCatcher talks about...
They don't sugarcoat it, do they?
No, they're pretty upfront.
Okay.
One of the big things is long hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially when something breaks down
Makes sense.
and you got to fix it right away.
Yeah, you're the one on call. So it's
Exactly.
not a 9 to 5 always.
Not always, no.
What else?
Well, because tech is always changing,
Yeah,
you
constantly.
have to keep learning.
Oh, so you always have to be up to date.
Yes, always learning new things.
Okay, so you can't just learn it once and then you're good.
Nope, got to keep learning.
Always be learning.
Exactly.
Okay.
Which can be exciting, but also a bit overwhelming.
Oh, yeah, I bet. So it's not for everyone.
If you don't like change, this isn't the job for you.
You got to be on your toes.
All the time.
But for the right person, it sounds like a great career.
Oh, absolutely. Super rewarding.
Okay, so we talked about what they do, the pros and cons. What about actually like moving up in this career?
Good question.
Like, what does that path look like?
So RoleCatcher has a whole section on that.
Okay, cool.
They break down the different stages of your career.
Okay,
So you start at the entry level,
okay.
helping out the more senior people.
Learning the ropes.
Exactly.
Starting from the bottom.
You got it.
Okay.
And then you move up to junior ICT System Administrator.
Okay, so you're not just assisting anymore, you're actually doing it.
Exactly. You're more independent.
Wow.
You might even get to handle some big system upgrades.
Oh, wow. So that's a big responsibility.
It is, yeah.
That's cool. What comes after that?
Well, then you become a mid-level ICT System Administrator.
Okay.
And that's where you really get to put your stamp on things.
Okay, so it's not just maintaining things, you're actually building things.
Yeah, designing and implementing improvements.
That's so cool. So you're like moving up the ladder
That's a good way to put it.
from fixing things to actually like creating things.
Exactly. You get to be more strategic,
Oh, wow.
thinking about the bigger picture.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you might even lead your own team.
Oh, wow. So you start off as the junior and then you become the leader.
Exactly. Mentoring the next generation.
I like that. So you're like the tech sensei now.
Passing on the knowledge.
I like that. But what about like reaching the peak? What does it take to become a senior ICT system administrator?
That's like the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
You're not just managing the tech anymore. You're a leader, working with the top dogs to make sure tech aligns with the whole business plan.
Whoa. Okay. So you're basically like shaping the whole tech direction of the company.
Yeah, you got to be thinking long term, always a few steps ahead.
Anticipating problems before they even become a thing.
Exactly. You're like the tech visionary.
Wow. Senior ICT System Administrator, that's a pretty impressive title.
It comes with a lot of responsibility, though.
Okay, so let's say someone's listening to this and they're like, yep, that's me. I want that job. What kind of questions should they be ready for in an interview?
Oh, the interviews. Yeah, those could be tough.
I bet.
Luckily, RoleCatcher has us covered.
Okay, good.
They have a whole interview guide,
Nice.
packed with questions they might ask you.
Like what? Give us the inside scoop.
Okay, so one of the big ones is, how would you make sure our ICT systems are secure?
Makes sense with all the hackers and data breaches these days. That's a big one.
Definitely. And it's not enough to just know the tech jargon. They want to see you understand the importance of security.
Okay, so it's not just about knowing the how-to, but the why.
Exactly. They want someone proactive, someone who's always looking for weaknesses and staying ahead of the curve.
So you can't just set it and forget it. You got to be on top of it.
100%. Always evolving, always learning.
Okay, what other tricky questions do they throw at you?
Another common one is all about backups and disaster recovery.
Oh, yeah, that's important.
So they'll ask you, what's your plan when things go wrong?
Because in tech, it's not if, but when, right?
Exactly. Everyone makes mistakes, systems crash. You got to have a plan.
So they're really testing your ability to handle a crisis.
That's a big part of the job. Staying calm under pressure and having a clear plan to get things back up and running.
Makes sense, so they don't want someone who panics easily.
Definitely not. Got to be cool, calm, and collected.
Okay, give me one last interview question just to get us ready.
Okay, this one's a bit broader, but super important. How do you stay up to date with the latest tech?
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. Tech changes so fast.
It does. So you got to show them you're curious, that you're always learning and growing your skills.
So it's not enough to just know what you learned in school. You got to be constantly learning.
Exactly. Reading articles, taking courses, going to conferences. You got to be in the loop.
It's all about proving you're adaptable and excited about new technology.
Absolutely. Those are the kind of people they're looking for.
Well, there you have it, folks. We've gone deep into the world of ICT system administrators.
We really covered it all.
We talked about what they do, the good, the bad, and even how to ace that interview.
Hopefully everyone feels a bit more prepared now.
And a huge thank you to RoleCatcher.com for providing such awesome resources.
Yeah, their website is super helpful for anyone looking to get into tech.
Definitely check them out if you're interested in learning more.
They have tons of info on all sorts of careers.
Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive into the world of ICT system administration.
It's been fun.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep that curiosity alive.
And remember, tech is always changing, so don't be afraid to embrace the unknown.
Couldn't have said it better myself. See you all next time.